It was like a month-long process of different steps, and I got down to the final 2. And I got an email this morning that they went the other direction. Ugh. Thank you guys for joining me today for episode 7 of Dee-Tells. I'm Dee, and I'm here to tell you my thoughts on some relatable life topics. Today, we are going to talk about something that happened to me today, and we are going to work through it together because, disappointment. Without getting into too much detail, I basically had an opportunity presented that I had been manifesting for a really long time. It had so many things on my list checked off. I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the moment. And I decided that I wanted to go into it with full trust and belief that it was mine. I noticed a lot of the times we'll have a safety net of doubt. And we kind of keep it there so that in the instance the occurrence that we're really excited about doesn't happen, we can fall into that safety net and say, oh, I always knew maybe it wouldn't happen because this, that, and the other. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to try just really putting my full trust and faith into knowing this is it. This is the opportunity. The reason I want to talk about disappointment today is because it is something that is inevitable in life. It is something that we are all going to experience, and I don't know if it's like ever gonna hurt less when it happens, but I thought it would be a good topic today while I'm experiencing disappointment to kind of talk about ways that you can work through something, especially when you're trying to implement positivity into your life on a regular basis and you do something like trust with your whole heart and know that it's going to happen and act as if and already move as if it is happening, and then it feels like the way that you thought something was going to happen was not accurate. So one of the first steps is letting it out. I was already trusting that it was mine, so that just felt even more promising. And I just went above and beyond. I took so much time to prepare. Step number 2 is to reflect. And something that I realized is if I'm really trusting in God during this process, just because it wasn't the way that I thought it would be, doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. So that's something that I think helped bring me a little bit of peace when I was feeling down of like, okay, well, do you trust your intuition? Do you trust what you felt? Did you really believe those were signs? Something that I do when I pray is I always say this or something greater, because I may not know what's best. You know, sometimes these moments are moments of humility that are important parts of the process. We can't be so confident sometimes to really think that our manifestation is going to happen exactly the way that we foresee it. Sometimes God's plan for us is way bigger than we can even imagine. So we have to stay open and receptive and really trust that if something didn't happen, it wasn't meant to happen. And I will say that that's something that I think is really good about giving something your all. If you give it your all and it doesn't come into fruition, then it wasn't meant to be. You couldn't give something your all and not receive it if it was meant for you. What is meant to be will be. So step number 3 through this process for me is finding the lesson. I think the whole journey of life is just a series of lessons, which helps me get to the 4th step, which is obviously acceptance. Life is just gonna have disappointments. If anything, this makes me feel good. This makes me feel like I am on the journey. Every successful person has heard a bunch of no's. It's not easy. And I think a big step in this journey of being positive is having a test of something like a disappointment, having a test of a negative situation happening and seeing how do you handle it, you know? And allow yourself to be human. You know, that was something immediately I wanted to push it away, push it down, whatever, you know? I don't care. Yes, you do. And it's okay to care. It's okay to be excited about things. It's okay to wish that they happened. It's okay to be wrong. Don't let it get you down. I mean, let it, like, feel it and let it pass through you. So just remember to let it out, reflect, learn, and accept. Trust in the process. Sometimes we may know what's supposed to happen, but that doesn't mean that we know when or that we know how. An affirmation that I say on a regular basis is, everything is working together for my greatest good. If everything is truly working together for my greatest good, then I have to just trust there was a reason this thing didn't happen. I have to just trust that it wasn't all I thought it would be, and that it is a blessing in disguise. That is the acceptance that is going to help me find peace with the situation so that I can continue to move forward and trust that I am on my journey, that I am still manifesting exactly what I thought I was manifesting. And the prayer, this or something greater, just means that there's something greater on the horizon. So just continue to give everything your all so that you can know for a fact that you are on the right path. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up. If you know anyone experiencing some disappointment and you think this video might help them, please give it a share. And as always, I encourage us to build a community in the comments. So let's talk about some recent disappointments and how we dealt with it. I think that would help all of us. It's just something that is a part of life. I think the more that we can learn and grow from each other, we can just help get through it a little easier each time. So thank you again, and I will see you next time. Subscribe!